What's up, everybody? Welcome to the ReCoop. I'm your host, Cooper Daniels, and today is Friday. Thank God. You know what I mean? Oh, wait, hold on. Too echoey. I got to bring this thing over here. Let's do that. Folks, that probably didn't help, did it? Probably not. We'll fix it. I think I'm gonna paint this wall gray like the show used to be. I think it's too much green, folks. This bull market's overwhelming me. I can't have too much green, just like after the spot Bitcoin ETF. How are we doing? What's going on? Feeling a little more spry today? Feeling a little more upbeat? Even though I think the markets are down. I don't know what they've done in the last hour. I was too busy being late to this show to make a stupid meme that nobody cares about. You want to look at it? Let's look at it real quick. Do you guys think this is funny? I thought it was a little funny. You know Nick Carter. Nick Carter said, "I'm going to give 200,000 stats to 10 people that make a funny thing about no coiners." So the thing I thought of real quick was a tiny dick contest. So I found a picture of a winner. Let's just look real quick about the tiny penis contest. You guys think this is funny? Maybe it's not funny. Actually, it potentially is truly not that funny. I did it very fast, but this is what I did. There we are. Look at us. Oh, we're live. We're beautiful. So Nick Carter, GM team, whatever. And I did this one. Smallest penis in Brooklyn pageant. I'd like to thank my mom, Elizabeth Warren, for teaching me about the dangers of Bitcoin. And then there's a laser-eyed guy calling him a pussy. I don't know. Anyways, folks, how the hell are you? Are you excited? Are you excited that it's Friday? Gary Gensler was on CNBC this morning. I watched that for a second because it was shared in one of the chats, and he's seething. He's seething, folks. Ethereum, you got all the rage right now. He's not passing a Ethereum ETF, even though Larry, old Finky wants it. Maybe he will. Maybe the courts will force him to do that as well. But he does seem upset, but he does admit that Bitcoin is not a security at the very least. Anybody in the chat, what are you guys doing today? Today's a big day. I have to say, today I have Kevin from MESSINA ONE. We're going to talk about mALGO. You have two major liquid staking options in Algorand governance, and your sign-up is going to be ending very soon. So you need to be abreast of your options. And today we have mALGO, one, the newer option out of the two. You have gALGO from Folks Finance. I said I was going to do a video about all this, and I never did. Instead, I just rambled on about things like Polka Gold or whatever the hell that thing is. Okay, talk about the cabal. 40 ounce Jesus says, "Happy Friday, Coop." And I say happy Friday to you too, man. GM Fred, what's up, Fred? Later after this show at 2 p.m. Eastern, I will be joining the GORA cast with D13. And I imagine maybe Fred, maybe Abdul from GORA Network. It's going to be a fantastic chat. We'll talk about Coop and GORA. We'll talk about all the things. We'll talk about D13 and his white hat hacking experiences. We'll talk about the exposing him exposing some of these DAO tools. Anything that D13 wants to talk about and Abdul wants to talk about, I'm down to talk about. How many times am I going to say talk about? Captain Stryker, good evening to you, my friend. And Captain Stryker, good morning as well. All right, Choice Coin, talk about the cabal. That'll be on Patreon. Choice Coin. Guys, am I getting better at this? Always making people pay for shit. That'll be on Patreon. I'll go in depth. There's nothing in depth. Don't join my Patreon to learn about the cabal. The cabal was a weird tweet, but I hinted towards it yesterday, and I'll be more messy about it on Patreon. How about that? At some point this weekend, I am going to post episode 2 of Outside Information or Outsider Information. I got to log in there and see how the troop voted. The Patreon crew voted. I'm trying to determine whether it should be outside information or outsider information. Outsider information felt better when I said it. We'll see. We're having fun. That's going to be my most messy experience. That's going to be what we're doing on Patreon is trying to craft a new show that'll be less than 20 minutes. It'll be pre-recorded. It'll be edited. It'll have graphics on the screen. It'll be more like my older show. Right now, it is just me starting. And this weekend at some point before midnight Pacific time on Sunday, you will get something. You heard? All right. Or maybe even Monday morning. Who knows? Who knows how long it'll take. But before Monday morning, you're going to get a new show on Patreon. All right. Follow the ReCoop. ChoiceCoin says, got to say, man, ChoiceCoin, I don't know what's going on with ChoiceCoin, but you are a supportive and fun account on Twitter. I appreciate all that you do. I appreciate all that you do. All right. Cap Hits, good morning. Good morning. Good morning from Michigan Mids. Michigan Mids, I imagine you were excited last Monday. I should have said congratulations. Were you? Were you excited? Do you even care about the Wolverines? Are you Michigan State? Are you bitter? I don't know what you are, but if you like the Wolverines, congratulations. I'm not a Jim Harbaugh hater. Hey, Coop, can you discuss recent Hedera Algo partnership? I sure can. We did yesterday a little bit. And then on the Algo Foundry Twitter space, we also discussed it pretty much in depth, but we will look at that potentially. Certainly, because we do have MESSINA ONE coming on. So in about 10 minutes, what time is it? In about 6 minutes, I'm going to bring Kevin from MESSINA ONE onto the show. So we can talk all about that. Morning to you, Coop, and afternoon, evening to everyone else. Well, thank you. Go fuck yourself, GFY. That's what that means, right? What's up? Good morning, Ludo. All right, Aiden, Bitcoin has an 850 billion market cap. Algorand has a 1.5 billion market cap. And Algorand is an entire L1 foundation upon which the imminent tokenization of everything will be riding on top of. Algorand will explode bigly. Aiden wrote that because he knew I'd read that. And I think it's, did you get pumped up? I feel like that could pump somebody up. I like it. I like what you're saying, Aiden. They are definitely, Algorand and old Foundation is definitely making partnerships out there in the real world asset land. So we'll see how that goes. I'm cautiously optimistic. Okay, John Kim, what's up? Thank you. I definitely will. All right. So before we bring Kevin in, is he even here yet? I think he's almost here. He's almost ready. Let's scroll the mainstream news. Let's look at prices real quick, and then we're going to bring Kevin in, and we're gonna have some fun because Kevin is a friend of the show, a friend of the guy, and MESSINA is a friend of everything. Friends, all friends. How many of us have them? Okay, so let's move on from that section of the show. All right, let's share my screen. I already am. So let's just go to CNBC. Boom. You guys worried that I'm not going to share this screen? Do I make you guys nervous these days? Like, oh God, Coop's going to forget. Oh, fuck, this fucking dickhead's going to forget. Come on, Coop. We want you to get bigger, bro. So you'll stop complaining. All right. So, CNBC has, so the Dow is down 150 points, almost 0.5%. So it tried to bounce back a little bit yesterday after the inflation concerns, but it is pushing down again. The S&P 500 is even, and the Nasdaq is even, and so is Rust 2K. All right, GPTC is the reason why we can't have anything nice. Everybody's leaving. A mass exodus from GBTC. Deflation. Here's where prices fell. Apparently at the laundromat, according to that image. We're not going to look at that. Wholesale prices unexpectedly fell. Okay, so that's good. Citigroup is cutting 10% of its workforce. The banks. I think JP Morgan had something about when they bailed out some people, and I don't know. We're not going to read too much about that. But I think their stock was going down. I think banks are under pressure, and I think we're probably going to get a big bank event this year, aren't we? A big, shitty bank event because the banks are a house of cards, folks. We're moving quick today. There you go. JP Morgan Chase profit falls after $2.9 billion fee from regional bank rescues. I got that sort of right. The 10-year is below 4. Hunter Biden abruptly agrees to a deposition as House moves toward contempt resolution. So there you're going to speak. BlackRock's Fink says Bitcoin ETFs are the first step in the technological revolution of finance. Pretty unexpected that this guy is now the pumper of Bitcoin. Whatever. Whatevs, man. Morgan Stanley will pay $250 million to settle criminal SEC block trade probes. Houthis, we got the U.S. and the Brits started fighting back against the Houthis that are trying to mess up the supply chain in the Red Sea. Okay, so that's enough. Let's go to Bloomberg headlines real quick. See what's going down with them. See how Bloomy's feeling, how Michael's feeling. Okay, banks say 2023 was the peak after $250 billion interest haul. Do Kwon says extradition to U.S. could occur mid-March. The Houthis are going to fight back. Oh, my God. I'm not going to dive into it. We don't have time to dive into stuff like that right now. As this year goes on, we're going to be pulled into different conversations, I understand. I'm going to try to just stay with my eye on the prize and just calling it like I see it. Try not to get too stupid and emotional about any of this crap, like politics or all of it. Try to be a big, warm blanket for all to be cozy in. But at the same time, being a pussy about it. Pussy. I think that was the meme that I put earlier. Let's not use that word. I think that is probably why I have 4 female subscribers, because I say anything I want. Okay, so Tesla declines on China price cuts and German plant shutdowns. Okay, Bitcoin ETFs take Wall Street by storm with a historic debut. Not according to Solana Maxi, Rand, whatever his face is. 1.2 trillion U.S. travel industry is plummeting. Okay, none of this matters. I mean, it matters, but that doesn't matter to our narrative here. Let's go to CoinDesk. Let's go to Peter Thiel's CoinDesk, brought to you by EOS, that widely used blockchain. Okay, so we're at 43.6. Big correction, down 6%. We'll look at those prices in a second. Bitcoin tumbles. Bitcoin miners drop 10%, boosting ETF sell the news calls. Bitwise, Fidelity, see biggest Bitcoin ETF inflows. Grayscale loses only 95 million in early tally. Quantum Cats. Let's click on it. Oh, I'm not sharing, motherfucker. That's funny, man. Okay, here we go. White supremacists lean on crypto, says Anti-Defamation League report on extremists. Oh, the ADL. Pull in the white supremacist card. The report says white supremacist groups are drawn to crypto funding, but the amounts are relatively small, and it doesn't make a case that digital assets are paying for illegal activity. Old boy on CNBC pushed back at Gary, being like, well, you know, a lot of people would say that the dollar is actually the largest thing that for money laundering and illicit finance and all that, and Bitcoin barely even registers. And then Gary tried to make the centralized. So, well, you know, Bitcoin now it's ironic that everybody's celebrating these ETFs when it's just a centralization move. And then old boy on CNBC was like, well, come on, Gary, you know that the underlying technology stays exactly the same. This is just the market's atop of it. Just smacking, just talking like us. That guy, hey, man, good for him. I've seen him. What is his name? I forget his name. The dude with him was Andrew, but that guy, he's a little bit older, and he is often defending Bitcoin. That guy's got bags. He seemingly has stacked some sats, and I'm here for it. Okay, nobody cares about the ADL and their Bitcoin FUD. Oh my God. How can I be a Solana hater and my Phantom wallet is popping up? Okay, that doesn't track. Okay, Sotheby's opens bidding for curated Bitcoin ordinals auction. So there they go. Bitcoin ordinals are on the scene. PayPal's stablecoin market cap growth % over the last month. So the PayPal stablecoin is finding its is Groove. Genesis Global Trading to pay $8 million in settlement after New York's regulator found cybersecurity failings. Bitcoin price dips below 44. Genesis settles. We just talked about that. JP Morgan doesn't seem more than a 50% chance of spot approval by May. There's no chance. I would be very, very surprised if Ethereum gets a spot ETF in May. There's no chance. No, people. It's happening. All right. So we're moving quick today because we got to bring Kevin on. Let's just look at the prices. Okay. Bitcoin's down 6%. Say is down 7.5%. So Bitcoin, the volume is actually pretty low, but it's bouncing up a little bit, 43 something. You guys feeling like, oh shit, I got to buy this while it's in the 43s. Is that the way you're feeling right now? Because this thing, eventually, there is going to be a supply shock, right? I mean, it seems obvious. I think I'm going to buy some. Just keep on stacking, right? We'll see how it goes. XRP, 58. Cardano, 55. AVAX. It's doing whatever's going. Okay. Polkadot fell under 8. It's down 4.5% from yesterday. Let's get down here. Gary does seem like a defeated donkey there on the show. He's just like, oh, we had to do this. It was the best move because the courts made us. But everybody's got the securities. I think the guy from what the hell's his name? You guys know, and it's probably in the chat, but I'm in a hurry. I'm not sharing this. I'm in such a hurry. I'm not sharing. Sorry, guys. But the guy also called Brian Armstrong on CNBC from the day before like a symphony to Bitcoiners. It's beautiful. A lot of fun. Sorry for not sharing, guys. There you go. Thorchain is down 10% in the last day, pushing down a lot. Algorand's down about 5% in the last day, 19. It's at 19. And it's fallen out of the top 50. All right. I think, and let's just look at Vest real quick because we all like Vest. All right. Chips down. Polka Gold falling. Opal. Kevin, that's going to be on the show, is probably pretty happy about his Opal bags right now. GORA, looking a little green. Let's go GORA. Go GORA. Okay, KubeCoin is for the gains and the things you're going to get. And it's down a touch. Fell below 3 cents. Let's go. We're not sharing this tab. I'm doing terrible today. Let's just get out of it then. Let's go back. Sorry, guys. Take your time, man. Quick bio break. I don't know how long he said that. Oh, no, he's not even here. So never mind. Let's go back to Vestige. He called it a bio break, which means I guess he's taking a shit. All right, so orange is down 35%. Okay, we're still there. Good. Well, while Kevin's not watching, look at... you're not there, are you, Kevin? Why would anybody put any money in anything except for if you were participating in this community thing, why would you care about any other money except for the indomitable KubeCoin? I don't understand it. What are you guys even doing? Akita, they're just throwing all of their algo LP into G-algo to taunt you. How do you feel about that, folks? Akita chip. Fuck Akita and chip. Just kidding, guys. I love everybody, and love is light and light is love. Okay, so Peps is in the building at number 3. So Coop decided to play on Pact. Are you going to play? Or are you going to win? Like, what are you even doing, Coop? Are you going to play? Are you playing to win, you cowards? Coop's a bunch of cowards. Fuck Chips. Fuck Akita. And fuck Coop. A bunch of cowards. All right. In rare form. I'm live on Twitter. All right. Let's stop. Let's bring my buddy Kevin in here. and let's have some fun. How are you doing?
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
I can hear you great.
Let me adjust the camera a little bit.
Did you hear me screaming at everybody, swearing and just like letting it all rip, right?
Yeah, I was just on a small bio break, but I could hear you in the toilet.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad that you were listening to me in the toilet. That's
Let me increase
that's
your
the best
volume a
place.
little bit.
All right.
All right, sweet. What are we
Sweet. So
talking
what's
about?
going on? Are you good? It's late for you right now. Let's rally. Let's get you going. What time is it for you?
It's not that bad. 7 p.m. It's earlier than when we do our spaces.
Mm.
So
Man, I'm so bad at remembering what's going on. So look, when does the governance sign up end? Do you know? It's on Monday.
I know that. Yes. Yes, it's on Monday. Um, I think
Do you know what time?
at the end, yeah, towards the end of the
Your day.
Singapore daytime. Yeah, so
Okay.
like it's like midday. It's midday somewhere in the US, I think.
Okay, so it's probably Eastern. So I think it typically I think is 8 a.m. maybe for me if I remember correctly.
That's possible. Yeah, so it'll be a little bit later in the morning for Eastern time.
So everybody needs to be pretty much situated if you're in the U.S. By Sunday night. Just get situated by Sunday night because I know a lot of times you see Monday morning that people are upset they've missed it and all of these things. So okay, look, I want to just dive right in. So I know you probably have some things to do. It's Friday night, and you probably have other places you would rather be.
I've
Maybe
I've got
hugging your
kids,
children.
so
Yeah, you got kids.
I've
So
got nothing
is
to
that
do on Friday night apart from sitting at home watching. I don't know, probably Sing 2 because that's their favorite right now. So,
Oh, Sing 2. Oh, that'd be fun. Maybe
mhm.
I should get that one. My kids, they've actually moved on. My son is starting to watch different things, which is exciting. But my daughter is still like in a Despicable Me Minions loop.
Yeah,
Um,
your kids are a little older than mine. So like
oh yeah.
what
How
we've
old?
been watching. I've got a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a baby, 6 months.
Oh man. Oh, so you're as stupid as I am and having 3 kids. Good for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
all right. So okay. Anyways, but I'm saying, look, obviously, mALGO, Messina Algo is brand new. You have to. I mean, I know it's a friendly competition with Folks Finance, and Folks Finance has a lot of good things. They have like Ebu, who's an active participant in the Avalanche NFT system, so that brings a lot of like. I'm sorry, to figure out how to throw shade at Ebu. He has an AVAX NFT. Doesn't matter. Okay, so but they're obviously well established, and you guys. I know that you're not necessarily competing with them. It's a different offering, but what is it? Can you give me like the quick elevator pitch? I guess some people would say
Mhm.
on why somebody would use mALGO over gALGO.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, basically, I agree with you, right? Like we did not, Messina did not enter the Algorand liquid governance domain to compete with Fox Finance because, frankly, saying like at this point of time, that's not even really a competition, right? They are so far ahead. They are the flagship DeFi protocol on Algorand. So we'd be foolish to go and try and actually compete with that. Like for reference, just look at the targeted DeFi rewards, right? Like Fox Finance, Tiny Man, some of the big protocols, they are getting up to 1.6, 1.8 million algo to distribute through the target DeFi rewards. At Messina, we get like 180,000, right? Like so 1/10 of that, right? So
Yeah.
there's no way you can compete with that. But the reason we entered that liquid governance domain is because actually, I think it was for Algorand. It was very inconvenient as we were using gAlgo in some of the vaults, and it's very inconvenient for us that we had to go through, some hoops and processes every quarter, with the changeover of governance. And then our team was basically sitting together and thinking, okay, I'm sure we can do this in a more elegant way where all of this is not necessary. Um, And that's basically the origin of mALGO, right? And so they built a system where it's no longer necessary to unstake and then restake at the turnover of the governance period. And the value that comes out of the rewards is basically captured in the price of the mALGO token, in the rate of the mALGO token relative to algo, right? So that basically goes up every quarter as rewards are being distributed. And the longer you hold mALGO, when you get to the point of where you want to redeem it and get your algos back, the more governance periods that have passed during that time, the more algo you get back in return for the same amount of mALGO, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really a fire and forget kind of mechanism. So the audience that we were really targeting at was more like the passive governance participants, right? Like, because when you look at the amount of algo that's staked still in traditional governance, that's actually still the largest portion, right? The majority of algo is still staked through traditional governance, and the rewards for that are extremely low, right?
Yeah.
So like you're looking at like 3-4%, I think, at this point.
And they keep on decreasing too, don't they?
They keep on decreasing. I mean, that applies to liquid governance staking and DeFi staking as well, of course. Like the rewards, the total rewards just keep going down every quarter, right? Like if you look at, I was just looking at where the mALGO APR currently is at, and
Yep.
and that's basically sitting at 13, just under 14%, right?
Oh, wow.
Like, so for reference, governance 9 previous period, we were looking at over almost 25%. Let me just open Fox real quickly. I'm assuming that they're at the same rate. Yeah, so they're also just above 13%, right? So that's just, and that's not even, that's going to go down even more, because
We have a couple days.
I think that the largest part of the governors, the most amount of algo is still sitting on the sideline, because most people don't redeploy their algo until the last day, because they have it deployed somewhere else in this kind of like this 2 weeks in between.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to be looking at probably under 10%, right? I wouldn't be surprised, and that has to do with the amount of rewards that are available for governance in total, which is determined by the foundation and how they do that. So, but yeah, long story short, if you are more like a passive holder, mALGO is great. You mint it once, and then you just hold it, and you just keep it there, and you don't need to do anything else with it. You don't need to, like I said, you don't have to. The rewards are just coming automatically. The rewards are auto compounding, right? So they are also being restaked. They are kept in the staking pool. So it's not like the rewards are kept aside and just sitting there. They're also added, so it's auto compounding. And you can just keep it in your liquidity pools. You don't need to take it out to redeem and then restake and then get again and then go back to liquidity pools. Just leave it as is. Just wait. Well, and that's it.
Yeah. So okay, let's get to some important questions that I think that might be a barrier to people using mALGO. So a lot of if you're looking to pump the rewards for, not pump, but have a better reward or better return than traditional Algorand governance, I think a lot of people are in traditional Algorand governance for the security of it. Now, why should people trust and feel safe using mALGO?
Right. So I think like in general, we talked about this a little bit, I think, on yesterday's spaces as well. Like in Web3, we talked about it more like from the perspective of self-custody. But basically, there's still always a level of trust required, right? Like, so the first risk that we're talking about security, the first risk that you always have dealing with a DeFi protocol is the smart contract risk, right?
Yep.
So that never goes away. You can make it as permissionless as possible, but like still somebody has written the contract, somebody has audited the contract, if at any point of time in that process something has gone wrong, then you may have a potential vulnerability there. So the smart contract risk never really goes away. That might also be the reason why most people just prefer, or a lot of people prefer traditional governance staking, because you just keep it in your wallet, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to deal with any smart contracts. So naturally, at Messina, we also have smart contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Those have been audited by Certicate.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, on the smart contracts, no major vulnerabilities have been found. But they found one, which was solved. You can find the audit report on the Git book of Messina. So if you go to the Messina page, somewhere in the top menu, you can find the docs. You go to the docs at the security, you'll find the audit report published there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, then that's smart contract risk. Then you still have the aspect of kind of like dealing with humans, right? So and there's a level of trust involved as well as is in the process of um, basically dealing with the mechanism that Messina has built to make it possible to always be able to withdraw your algo and basically have that totally passive staking environment. There's a
Mm-hmm.
level of developer interference there somewhere. I don't know exactly how that works because we need to ask Mike to go into detail about that, our CTO.
Right.
But and those were, if you go through, for example, the audit report, you'll see a couple highlights there also by Certicate that there is a dependency on basically the super admin.
Yeah.
So
No,
that is
those are the things that they pointed out. But in the end, well, for one, the team, so the Algo Foundry team, which is responsible for the Messina One bridge, bridge, but also the liquid staking, is also, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but they share almost office. I mean, they're based in Singapore, just like the Algorand Foundation. So there is a
yeah,
lot
I
of,
think they're in the same building. Yeah.
yeah, in the same building. Okay. So they there's a close relationship between the foundation and the Messina and the Algo Foundry team. Am I correct in saying
Yes.
that? Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it
I mean, like, there's a very strong collaboration there. Like, Algo Foundry is literally a collaboration between the overarching company called Undercurrent
uh-huh.
and the Algorand Foundation, right? So
Yeah.
it's I don't know exactly what is the share of each side, but like
Yeah.
there's a very close collaboration there with the foundation.
So if you're going to, but I guess my point is that if you're going to trust the foundation, the people, you mentioned the people, right? The develop, I mean, if you're going to trust the foundation, it's not the hugest leap to also trust the Algo Foundry team is, I guess, my point.
Yeah, I
What do
think
you
that's a fair. I think that's a fair point to make. Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, like
Cool.
the team behind Algo Foundry and therefore also Messina, they've been in the Algorand space since the very beginning, right?
Uh-huh.
So they've always been very optimistic and positive about Algorand and the ecosystem. They've
Mm-hmm.
onboarded a lot of people and developers. There's a lot of emphasis on education in Algo Foundry.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, from my perspective, I mean, obviously, I work there. I work with them for the last 18 months or so, almost 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a good relationship there with the foundation. And yeah, ultimately, it's up to people to determine, what they are comfortable with and what kind of solutions they prefer and how
Yep.
they like to go about their governance.
Yep.
But yeah, Messina and Algo Foundry have been around
Yeah.
for a
And
very long
so, I
time.
mean, just to recap what you said. So there is obviously GAlgo has its use cases, but mAlgo is more for the people. And there, by the way, we didn't even mention, and I guess I will right now, but mAlgo is potentially more for the people that are a bit more passive. They don't want to be constantly staking, unstaking. They just want their algo to be constantly accruing interest and or interest, APY or whatever rewards, I think is a better way to put it, accruing rewards, and it's a more passive investment, but if you are a more aggressive, you guys are constantly adding utility to the mALGO token. There are farms being made available, I think, on Pact and Tiny Man. Is it both Pact and Tiny Man?
Yeah, they'll be live this week. Yeah,
Yep.
or
And then
this
there's
week. It's Friday, but they might even be live already. I don't know. Like I think we made the funds available to both protocols today,
yep.
so they should be there over the weekend. I assume for the farms.
Yep. And then mALGO also has a vault on Algorand. Now, I think that Algorand or Algorand, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
not Ray. I always mix
I'll go
those things.
rye.
It's
Yeah,
Algorand. Algorand. AI. It's phonetics.
yeah.
I went to school for that crap. Okay, so Algorand is. I think a lot of people don't really know what the hell Algorand is. I'm not going to lie. I think that a lot of people are like, okay, we keep on hearing about this Algorand. We hear about bull vaults, bear vaults. What in God's name can these people do in the easiest way that you can explain this?
Hmm.
That what
Right.
is Algorand? And what,
Sure.
like, let's use an example. Let's use mALGO as an example first, but then you can also elucidate on the other options that you have on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
platform.
So Algorand is a series of vaults where you deposit your asset, and
Okay.
then the protocol will sell options to market makers from that vault. Right?
Okay.
That's really a one sentence explanation. So it's
Right.
essentially you are selling options. You're just not doing it by yourself. It's like pooling the capital together. And
Right.
sorry, somebody was coming into my office to say bye. It happens.
Who's that
Uh,
somebody? Was that your
I think
wife? Was that a friend? Yeah.
the finance guy from the building.
Oh, okay.
So I rent an office in another or at some other organization.
Oh, you're not at home right now.
No, no, no,
No.
no. I can't work at home. I'm not a home office person.
Okay.
Yeah. So Algorand. So yeah, what it does is like it's selling options, and
Mm-hmm.
that can be covered calls or puts, right?
Uh-huh.
So depending on whether you're bullish or bearish, and these are being sold to market maker partners of Algorand,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, for as long as those options don't uh, hit their strike price
Right.
on a weekly cycle, um, you are earning the premium on those expired options. And that can be very lucrative, but there is, of course, a level of risk involved because when markets are very volatile, either to the upside or the downside, then yeah, you run the risk that the options that are sold actually do hit the strike price at the time of the settlement, and then yeah, the market makers are paid their profits out of the vault, and then you obviously lose a little bit of your deposit. Um,
So the market makers don't lose. They can only win.
they lose if their option if it doesn't hit the strike price, right? So
Okay.
they need to pay for that particular option, and that's called the premium, and that premium goes to the depositors.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the case of mALGO, there's what we call the bear and the bull vault, right?
Right.
So the bear vault, the name kind of suggests already that is if you are bearish about the market conditions.
Yep.
So that bear vault is selling calls, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can deposit the mALGO there. And for as long as the price of algo is either stable or going down, you're
Yep.
good. You're
Yep.
earning week on week profits.
Yep.
And now we have also introduced the bull vault because, of course, like we were also discussing amongst each other, like, okay, these markets, there's a lot of positive sentiment and energy in the market now.
Yeah.
So probably the bear vault is not going to be very popular at this point of time. So we need something else. So they also developed a bull vault for mALGO.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't previously possible because bull vaults were only accepting stable coins in the past. That had to do with kind of like the way that these settlements are dealt with the market makers. I can't go in detail because I don't completely understand that part.
Okay.
But they have come up with like a new type of bull vault that makes it possible to also deposit mALGO rather than just USDC.
Nice.
Um, and so then, yeah, you would be able to deposit it also if you are positive about the market conditions. And then for as long as the market, again, either stays flat or moves to the upside, yeah, you're good.
You're good. And so you can, so let's say you're right now, you're looking at algo. It just went down to 19. You think this is a temporary thing, and you're going to go throw your mALGO into this bull vault. And then as long as algo is sitting around 19 or up, you're not locked in there. You can just stay in there and you're earning yield. I imagine you guys
Well,
are using.
you're locked on a week to week basis,
Okay. So
right?
every
So
week you can unlock.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. And then you can unlock, you're earning that premium and your piece of that premium. And you're also probably earning boosted rewards. Are you guys incentivizing these vaults with your DeFi
Yeah,
rewards?
because that actually makes it interesting because Algorand has a pretty good TVL because there are some venture partners
Mhm.
that are using some of these products. So the TVL is pretty good,
Yep.
and the amount of targeted DeFi rewards that you receive as a protocol depends on the amount of TVL you have.
Right.
So Algorand gets quite a good amount of TVL by itself and is
Right.
using that to incentivize these vaults. Right.
Awesome.
So they're pretty, and in addition, and it's not just mALGO, but there are other very interesting options there as well. For example, for Go BTC and Go ETH,
Yeah.
the Algomint tokens, because also Algomint is incentivizing or subsidizing those vaults. So
Right.
there's some very lucrative farming options there available in those vaults,
So
like API. Yeah.
sorry to interrupt, but in the Go BTC vault, if you're bullish on on Bitcoin right now, you can deposit your Go BTC in a bullish vault, and you're earning boosted rewards. And
Yeah,
as
I need to
long,
check. I think you need to. I think those bull vaults are still stable coins.
oh, okay.
So you need to deposit USDC there.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. And then,
And
okay, so we got Algo Learner right here saying that he doesn't.
yeah,
He has.
I saw that. Let me go check. Actually, let me just quickly check. Because I see mALGO bear. That's true. Um,
While you're looking, I just want to say to Michigan Mids, yeah. So they pulled it off, and now just waiting on those Lions. I'll be rooting for your Lions against the Rams, Michigan Mids, for damn sure. We can also talk football if you'd like, Kevin. Larry Fink said on
yeah,
CNBC
we
today.
can tomorrow. I'm up tomorrow already.
Oh wow! So you're so late tonight. You are you're going to be watching. Are the Texans on Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. So
Yes.
I'll let you. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Larry Fink
So,
said on
yeah.
CNBC
No.
today.
But Algo Learner's right. Like
Oh,
I don't see mALGO bull either.
okay.
Let me verify that tomorrow because the teams in Singapore it's like in the middle of the night for them, so I can't check that right now. But there should be a bull vault for mALGO there. At least that's what I've been told. Right.
Okay.
But there's a number of other very good farm options on Algorand, like Go ETH, Go BTC, and also gold, melt gold.
Oh, cool.
And all of these will be subsidized through a combination of targeted DeFi rewards of Algorand, Algo Mint, Melt, and of course Messina. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, gold. I mean,
But disclaimer there, like you are essentially selling options. So
yeah.
there is you're not doing it yourself. You're doing it through the protocol.
Right.
But that's a more risky
Yeah.
product.
But I mean, if you understand what you're doing and you have conviction in a way, and you know when to stop loss, and you have to hold for a week. But if you understand what you're doing, this is a way that you don't have to be you don't have to be a genius at this stuff. You're letting these guys do a lot of the work for you. Letting the protocol do a lot of the work for you. And so
Yeah.
if you just generally know you're bullish and you want the protocol to work some magic for you, then this is a good option, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And like I said, the rewards, the APIs, they are a bit deceiving because the way that the protocol works, it takes some time for the APIs to process the bonus rewards on top of the regular yield.
Okay.
But you know, for people who are watching now and interested in this, just keep an eye on the Algorand social media next week,
Okay.
uh, because I'll be checking some things with the team and making sure that the right information is shared on social media.
Awesome. Okay, so if you're just joining us, we're talking about Algorand, which has bull and bear vaults that are selling options for the protocol selling options for you. So it's a way to bet on the market in a way that is user friendly. So okay, Kevin, how about you tell me before we move on to maybe some sillier topics, and then I let you go back to your kids to watch Sing 2. Why don't you? Is there anything that we can look forward to in the Algorand community that relates to Messina Bridge, the staking, Algo Rye, or any of the products the Algo Foundry is bringing to? Which, by the way, is I think more and more people are obviously learning about Algo Foundry now. But I remember when I was talking to John T. And if you haven't seen that interview, you can go back a few months and check out my interview with John T. K, the one of the top guys over there, the top guy at Algo Foundry, right? He's the CEO?
He's the top dog. He's the
He's
top
the top
dog.
dog over there, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I had a great conversation with him a little while back, but yeah, I mean, anything in the pipeline that we should be excited about when it comes to Messina Bridge, or even the staking, even though we've probably pretty much talked about it, or Algo Rye,
Yeah.
which we've just talked about, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, like just to close the conversation on mALGO. So like we announced the partnership with XBacked.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm afraid that those vaults will not be ready before closing of the commitments on Monday. So
Okay.
I've been told the 16th.
Okay.
Um, which means that because obviously like what expect vault, it makes it possible for you to deposit your mALGO and borrow XUSD against
Yeah.
it, right? Like so, and then in theory, we are personally not huge fans of leverage, but people need to do what they want to do with that.
Right.
But in theory, you would be able to manually you know
Increase.
increase your position artificially through kind of leverage. If you would sell that XUSD that you borrow against your mALGO, sell it for algo, and then deposit the algo again, and you can kind of do that on a loop.
Yeah.
So that will probably not be possible for this period because we won't have that ready in time. So that will be something for some people to look forward to on Governance 11.
No, I noticed.
Um,
I noticed somebody had asked a question about like, well, so why is this exciting? XBacked isn't very active or anything like that. But I mean, the activity. And maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I've never used XBacked. But what is most important about XBacked, and if I understand correctly, is that XUSD has some liquidity, so you can trade in and out of it. So if liquidity exists for XUSD, that is basically the only thing that is actually all that important about XBacked, is that XUSD has some utility, because and then what tokens you can actually use as collateral on the platform. So those are the two things that really matter. There's nothing really to hype. There isn't a XBacked
yeah.
token. It's just like if you can deposit tokens and create a decentralized stablecoin. So the cool thing about XUSD is that it's not printed from a centralized actor. If Circle goes down, if Tether goes down, XUSD is completely and utterly unaffected by it, because it's only printed, it's only made when you have a proper amount of collateral. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, that's the whole game, right? I'm understanding it correctly.
I think so. I mean, we
Yeah.
need
Talk to
to get
Giles.
it. Yeah. It's like, yeah, and like half of the protocols on Algorand, you need to talk to Giles. So
I
Poor
wonder if he
guy.
likes that joke. All right, yeah, I don't think he does. Yeah. So okay, but so that I think that's my answer. And then if anybody has a
Yeah.
better answer, you can push back on that a
Yeah,
bit.
so that I think that's something that some people might be able to look forward to because you mALGO is a liquid staking token, of course, and with regards to getting your algo back, it's what I call pure liquid staking. You can get your algo back at any point of time,
Yeah,
but at the moment, you're not able to borrow against your mAlgo, right? So, and that obviously is restricting its utility a lot for people that are more active and like to try more daring and complicated governance and DeFi strategies.
I see what you're
Right.
saying.
So
So this is your XBacked is your opportunity for what people may be able to do with G-Algo on folks finance. What about mAlgo being put on folks finance?
that's a good question. You'd have to ask folks finance about that.
All right, maybe I will.
Yeah.
I probably he says with a smile. All right. So what else? Okay, so we got that partnership with XBack that'll give people the opportunity. We're probably looking towards quarter 2 in order to enjoy that opportunity. But I think that that'll be a good thing for XBack and get more people using XUSD and
Yeah.
getting
We
these.
work pretty closely with the team behind XPact and Pact
Nice.
and Algomint, right? Like so our executive layer is quite close with theirs. You know, Michael
Yep.
Cotton and AJ.
Yep.
There's a lot of good relationship there.
Good.
So yeah, like and yeah, hopefully we can maybe it will be a good opportunity to create some more activity and you know awareness around expect and yeah, because it would be good if we have another kind of like market maker sort of a money market sort of yeah, protocol in the space,
Yes.
because I think that's just healthy for an environment to have a few options available.
Yes.
Um, and
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
expect has the potential. It just needs
some
yeah,
time.
some time and yeah, some traffic.
Yeah. I think so. I think it does. And then they obviously could expand it and expand the different things that you can do on XBack and
Yeah,
and
yeah,
widen the utility of XUSD and the deepen the liquidity of it. And we could actually have a highly liquid, decentralized stablecoin on Algorand. I think obviously Algomint works on. They have Go USD. They have the baskets. There's so much stuff going on over there, and
yeah,
the commodities and like gold and silver and all that. All right, well,
yeah,
let's look through. Is there
yeah.
any? See if there's any questions. If you have any questions for Kevin from Algo Foundry, let's go. Let's just read through the comments real quick. Larry Fink said on CNBC today that the next big thing to happen in finance is that everything will be tokenized. Yep, I think he said that before, and I think he's probably right. And Algorand and other layer ones will be the rails for this tokenization of everything. I think you're right, Aiden. Jesper says hi, and I say hi back. Wait, is Jesper related to you? What's going on? It looks like a very similar last name.
Is he here?
Do you know Jesper?
He's my brother.
Well, what's up, man? That's cool.
Yeah.
GFY, y'all hit the like button, please. That's a good idea. Fred says, let's go, Gora. Let's go, Gora. And if you are watching right now, you got to go to Twitter after this. And in about 20 minutes, I'm going to be hanging out with D13 and Fred and Abdul from Gora Network. John Kim says,
Abdul's great. I really like
Abdul is
Abdul.
great.
He's
Yeah,
really one of the top guys in the ecosystem.
yeah, and a sweet man as well. I hope he's not
Super
offended.
nice.
Called him a sweet
Super
man,
nice.
but I don't think he would
Yeah.
be. All right. So Algo Learner says, where's the best walkthrough for running a node? Heard Voy has pretty awesome tutorials. Any suggestions? Yeah, they definitely have. Voy is definitely focused on their tutorials to get people to run a node. That is something that is pretty great. If you were, I'm sure you can find some tutorials. I don't know off the top of my head. Let's get to the mAlgo question though. mAlgo, because we are passive earners and we want an algo savings account that earns interest just by leaving it there. Okay, he's got a little. His emoji is Makes me wonder what he means, but but it sounds. I mean, that's right. It is an algo savings account that just earns the rewards without you having to do
Essentially,
anything.
yeah.
Yeah,
Essentially, yeah.
and then
I mean,
something
like
that
I said, it does the same. It essentially does the same thing. Not exactly. It's even easier because I was going to say it does the same thing as traditional governance, but in traditional governance, you would still
uh,
need to restake it,
yeah,
right? And so my viewpoint, but I'm not, of course, entirely unbiased,
mhm,
is that if you hold algo passively, you might as well hold mALGO because it's essentially the same thing. It just
yeah.
earns you more rewards.
And something that everybody needs to know about mAlgo, please be aware of this when it comes to mAlgo. If you leave mAlgo during the period, you are not going to earn that period's rewards. You'll only
Yeah.
earn the rewards from the previous period. And also, at the end of the period, you must wait until the Algorand Foundation has distributed the rewards. So the end of governance is not when you unstake your mAlgo, you burn your
Yeah.
mAlgo, however you want to call it. You must wait until after the rewards have been distributed, or you're not going to get. You're going to
Yeah,
unstake.
and even more so, wait until it's been confirmed also by Messina, right? Like
Yeah,
so, I mean, like it is pretty. I must, I mean, nothing surprises me anymore. I worked in, end user support for more than a decade, so like you see how easy it is for people to be mistaken,
yeah,
but it's pretty clear on the site, right? There's a text in the middle of the interface that says, what is the process, and also if you unstake, let's say you put 1,000 algo there or mAlgo there that you want to unstake and get your algos out, it will tell you how many algos you get back, right?
right.
So it there are definitely signals where you can recognize that, hey, the rewards are not part of this. But still, there were some people that were coming into our socials that were complaining that, okay, where's my rewards? I unstaked, I didn't get rewards.
Yeah,
Well,
they
that's
didn't.
because
They
you
didn't understand that
unstaked
the
too early.
rewards are tied to the token. Is what they didn't understand.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
So wait. Ideally, just don't unstake at all.
forever
Just sit it
until you're
through.
100 years old. Just like, and
And
then those
yeah.
mAlgo will be worth so much money when you are like in 40 years. Just
Well,
like
I had a question on our Telegram today, actually, by somebody who said, okay, what happens when you know governance stops? What happens when the supply of rewards runs out? Like, what happens with mAlgo then? He actually asked us if we are going bankrupt then. So I said, what's your plan for this happens in 2030. What's your plan for this? I was like, well, come
I
back in 5 years and then ask me again or something.
well, all
20,
yeah, that or but
2030.
even if it stops, well, then guess what? During the last period where they're clearly going to indicate, all right, governance is over after this period, then you need to unstake your mAlgo and get your
Yeah, I
rewards.
think by
It'll
that
be the
time,
end.
I'm sure that the communication and the information about that will be pretty clear and obvious on all channels. But yeah, definitely good for you pointing that out. Don't when you unstake, just pay attention to how much you are getting back,
Yeah,
just to make sure that you are indeed receiving
getting
the
your
rewards
rewards.
that you want. Yeah.
All right. So Captain Stryker says so many wasted years with other blockchains. Well, Captain Stryker, welcome. And you can't look back in regret. You can only look forward with hope. All right. Based on experience, my
Yeah,
mAlgo in the vault.
it's funny,
What's
like wasted years. Wasted years. Actually, I don't know if you see my cat, but Iron Maiden. That's my
oh yeah,
favorite band. Wasted years, actually, one of my favorite songs of Iron Maiden.
by Iron Maiden. There you go.
Um,
So play that and then move forward. And positivity. All right. Based on my experience, my algo in the vault fluctuates dependent on market conditions, of course, but the rewards the DAP earns is more than the loss. So I'm currently in the upside. So he's saying if he makes a bad bet, that he gets the rewards actually still put him in the money.
yeah, I mean that's very possible, especially if you split your risk, right? You just go in both vaults, go in the bull and the bear vault, right? So
Yeah.
you lose in you basically you get double DeFi rewards for
Yep.
both of them. And if one of them loses, or at least you're winning in the other. That's a certainty,
Yeah,
right? And in most cases, that's why most votes actually have a positive win ratio.
it's because it's
In
sideways.
most weeks, things just go sideways,
Yeah.
right?
So
The
if
weeks,
you were,
yeah.
that's actually, see, he's revealing. There's a little bit of, so if you're in the bull and you're in the bear, and algo just stays at 19.10 all week, you're going to be winning. And then
Yeah,
if
because like the strike prices are pretty generous, right? Like so when you look at so actually today a new round started. So the rounds run from Friday to Friday, right?
okay,
So on Friday is the settlement. So for the bear vault, right, where you are selling calls, so you're in the bear vault, you're selling calls, so it's always kind of reverse, right?
hmm
The strike price is 25 cents, right? Just over 25 cents. So Algo would need to hit over 25 cents on Friday next week at the time of settlement um, for you as user to lose out on this vault. And 25, that's a pretty big gap
that would
to
be huge.
overcome. Yeah.
If algo gets to 25, there'll be a lot of excited people if algo hits
Yeah.
25 by next Friday.
So, and the other one in the bull vault, where you are selling puts, right? So again, it's reverse. So if you are bullish, you're bullish, and the market maker will buy a bearish option from you. So it's like always kind of opposite.
Yeah.
But anyway, like so, algo would need to drop to under 16 cents, right, for that to happen. Now, I think at the moment it just dropped below 19 cents. So looking at the way the market is at the moment, it's more likely to go to 16 cents than it is to go to 25, at least for the
Yeah.
next week.
Well, that
Um,
feels about what is a real life anyways. It does seem like 25,
but
25 feels
maybe,
far away.
but maybe, but the market is looking, it's tanking pretty hard at the moment, so it's more likely for it to actually, go sideways than really tank a whole lot deeper.
Oh yeah, look at so we got Bitcoin well, it's still at 43.5, but our alts kind of crashing. Okay, let's get through this because then I've got to go. Let's see. Do. Okay, so haven't seen the bull vault yet. Okay, that should be coming. Happy birthday to me, GG. Hey man, it's Friday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a good day. Celebrate how you celebrate. Don't get arrested. All right. Thanks, Coop. Kevin, have a great day. Koopa Troopers. Coop, do us a favor. Promote the Coops, the Coop, the Coops. You want me to promote the Coops? Well, everybody loves the Coops, right? Don't you guys love the Coops? Bank on Algorand. What the original accident, the original ReCoop accident is me in that picture and Bank on Algorand dressing them up and then kind of running with it. That's a fun thing, and we'll keep on going. 8 likes on this stream. Come on, guys, you can indeed do better. Like if you're watching on Twitter, will you head over to
Where am I? I put on my Algorand hoodie instead of my Oculus hoodie just to get
yeah.
more likes.
Yeah, we need more likes. Like we couldn't see the Algorand. We were getting no likes. I'd just be getting dislikes if they were still allowed. If you were wearing that Oculus hoodie, there it is. Look at that. That's a nice hoodie. I like that hoodie. I want that one. All right, smash it, son.
Oh,
Captain Striker. Hell yeah. All right, wait. Hold on. That's why I said it, pal.
yeah, that was about the Iron Maiden reference.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's
Okay, cool.
awesome.
That is awesome. mALGO was trouble free last quarter. It really can't get any easier. That's right, Captain. A great interview. Cheers for the info, Kevin. All right. So Mort, that's what Mort says. Well, thank you, Captain Stryker. Mort, happy birthday to was it GG? Happy birthday to GG. Algo Learner, thanks for the great questions. Kevin, thank you so much for joining me. If you don't know, me and Kevin do a weekly Twitter space, X space, from the Algo Foundry account on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. And so we'll be back next Thursday, hopefully celebrating a solid Texans win tomorrow. Kevin is
that'd be so nice.
over there. I think you're from the Netherlands, but you're in Hungary. Am I correct?
Yep.
Yep. So he's a Texans fan all the way from Hungary and rooting for CJ Stroud.
Since about 8 weeks. Yeah.
8 weeks in.
8 weeks in.
You're not even allowed to. You
I
shouldn't even
like
be allowed
the
to
thing.
announce.
The thing with me is like, if I go into something, it's either like 1,000% or I'm
Yeah,
not doing it, right? So like if
I'm like
I'm
that too.
if I'm a Texans fan, like I immediately know more about the Texans history after studying it for one night than my American buddy, right? Like
That's
I
amazing. Yeah,
always remind me of this scene in one of the first Avengers movies where somebody's asking, I don't know, like I don't know the name, like I don't really watch these movies. The Iron Man, like I was
yeah,
watching Iron Man, or he's asking Iron Man, like, when did you become an expert on like quantum mechanics or whatever he said, and then his response is like, "Oh, last night," right? That's
yeah.
kind of that's kind
No,
of
you are.
me, like when I have a new passion.
Yeah, me too.
So,
I know. I'm exactly like that. It's just I have one of those all or nothing brains as well. It's just like your
that's
passion.
how
So
my journey in crypto started.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. That's me too. That's how
like,
mine
hey,
did too.
what's this? And then all of a sudden, you're
4 years
working
later, you've
on
you've got 2 jobs, a tanking
it.
portfolio, and
Yeah.
this delusional hope. Well, congratulations.
We're always optimistic. Always
That's right.
optimistic.
All right, Kevin. Well, get back to your family. Thanks for joining, man. Good luck to mALGO, and I know we talked about it yesterday. You guys have already exceeded your first quarter, so just as long as the trend keeps on going up, I imagine the
Yeah.
trend is your friend. I know you guys are you're a good, solid team, and I think everybody in the Algorand community appreciates that there is some competition, whether you call it competition or not. I think competition is important. So hopefully XBacked and mALGO and Algo Foundry and all of them can combine to create a little bit of a competitor to folks finance, because that'll make folks finance better and that'll make more competitive. It just, obviously we over here
Of
in the
course.
States believe in capitalism and competition and all that crap. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
you,
Yeah. No, you're
yep,
absolutely right. You're
yeah.
absolutely right.
All right, man. Well, I'll see you. I'll talk to you next week, and obviously we'll chat probably before that.
Yeah. Sounds good, man.
All right, everybody, make sure you go to X and you listen to the GoraCast with me, D13, Abdul, and Fred. We're gonna have some fun over there, and then you can also, if you're interested, you can join the Patreon, and there's gonna be a bonus episode at some point this weekend. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. Happy birthday again, Gigi, and I'll see you on Monday, if not earlier. All right, everybody, peace.